In the south, it's where you can see seasons. You don't have snowfall to show you that the seasons have changed.
It's been called a charismatic forest, Longleaf. There is something about it that engages people.
Migrating butterflies coming through in clouds, and the best place to see that is in Longleaf Pine Sandhills.
It built the South and portions of the country and portions of the world. But walking through the piney woods and the smells and all the different wildlife species and plant communities that are part of it were really ingrained in as a part of our culture. You know, the home I grew up in was built from longleaf pine. So, I mean, there is a strong connection there historically, but it was just lost.
Part of that ecosystem is not just the tree, it's the whole width and breadth of other bird species, mammal species, reptiles, plants, understory that is lost without the longleaf pine being part of the system. And
the wildlife that depend upon that ground cover and that very open nature of the longleaf system, which lets a lot of sunlight down to the forest floor. If you allow that to change by having it dominated by hardwood species or species that don't let that sunlight down to the forest floor, you start losing all of that ground cover.
If you get into the South and you want to save the save the landscape and recreate the landscape that was there, that this part of the country is based on, that means saving longleaf.
In the mid-2000s, this eclectic group of folks decided to write a range-wide conservation plan for longleaf. And this was the first time that all these different parties came together and said, here's our roadmap and here's our goal of restoring 8 million acres across the range.
Where you've got foresters and biologists and ecologists and landowners all working together and NGOs doing boots on the ground work and getting everybody at the table together and talking longleaf and keeping the focus on the plan and the restoration on the landscape.
Natural Resources Conservation Service, NRCS, we use the term of helping people help the land. And the longleaf pine it's a natural resource. Whether it be indigo snake or whether it be the gopher tortoise, many other ones that rely upon that habitat of the longleaf pine for survival.
The Forest Service has a lot of different things we do research on, and a lot of different ecosystem types that we do research on. We do a little bit more than $2 million a year of research on longleaf.
Our range-wide plan for the first time established a numeric goal, very concrete, 8 million acres of longleaf. Not only want to meet that number, but we want to do it in a way that is ecologically significant.
Let's take land that's already there, that's in private hands. Let's teach people how to care for that land.
We also have the boots on the ground, is what I would say, is how do we get this done on the ground? We're not going to be successful unless we're putting trees in the ground. Workshops and field days and academies and just information, technical information to landowners. We have a team of practitioners that put fire on the ground, control invasive species, do mechanical treatments, monitor all of those different aspects.
We have people that go out on the land, work directly with these private producers to inform and to educate, and to give them techniques or tools they may need, the private landowners may need, so they can do whatever they want to do, they need to do to meet their objective. Or we have financial incentive, which means financial resources that's made available.
I'm on the Alabama Prescribed Fire Council, which is a council that promotes fire and educates people that are don't know about it.
What about seedling supply that is specific to a certain area? You know, you may not want to use longleaf pine seedlings from North Carolina to replant in Texas. A lot of things like that are mundane, are technical, that need to be addressed, that are all part of pushing this forward.
Landowner to landowner, communication is extremely important. And I get calls all the time from other landowners who are interested in longleaf that don't know about it. I'll have somebody come and say, well, I'm ready to plant longleaf, and where can I get seedlings? And it's already December, January, and they haven't done any site prepping.
So far, what the Longleaf Partnership Council has achieved is a change in how the United States government is looking at its priorities.
The strength is that we have people from so many different walks of life and such different expertise.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of folks talk about, well, for instance, maybe Nature Conservancy is trying to do some work with longleaf on a piece of property. Someone else on the committee with, say, Bob White Quail could say, well, hey, we could work with you on that.
NRCS. We as an agency, we believe in the collaborative approach. Hugh Hammond Bennett, who was the father of soil conservation, he believed that nobody knew more about what their local needs are or were than the local people.
When I was a little boy, there were 40 or 50 large longleaf pine trees in the yard I grew up with, and with every yard that around the neighborhood. The first bird I remember were the brown-headed nuthatch, because I'd be sitting under a tree and these cute little birds would come down the tree upside down. That was just very memorable as a child. My great-great-grandfather came to Mississippi from Tennessee in the 1890s and purchased timberland, built a sawmill. We kept that ideal, and longleaf seems to be the economic driver for us. But I would like to think that in this part of the state, we've certainly been the big proponents of longleaf pine. And when you think of longleaf pine, I would think that most people think of the Tatum Lumber Company or Tatum Timber Company.
Longleaf restoration and the longleaf ecosystem is a testament to let's sit, wait, look, and enjoy it along the way. Let's know that the benefits are there now, but also there's better benefits later on.
It's special. It's a treasure to the South. But we have to get those pictures, those stories, all of that back into our literature, into the education system. Share it with the youth in elementary education. I mean, those stories really aren't told any longer as they should be. So getting that back into the system, it doesn't happen overnight. We all have to work together to make that happen.